Kira O'Loughlin, and welcome to SAIT Newsfile. Emma Kilburn will have your weather forecast and Laura Bates with sports later, but first, here's a look at today's top stories. Recycling systems are coming to all apartments and complexes in Calgary. Calgary City Council approved a bylaw amendment that will require all multifamily complexes to offer on-site recycling by February 1st, 2016. The bylaw states that every complex, such as apartments, condos, and townhouses, will have to provide on-site materials accepted in single-family blue cart recycling. Each complex can decide how and where to store recycling and whether to hire a company or do it themselves. Myra Allen, a pharmacist at the Mackenzie-Town location of Shoppers Drug Mart, is passionately organizing a breast cancer awareness walk in honor of her late mother. Kelsey Morrison has more.
The reason why we walk.
Myra Allen spends most of her time working in a pharmacy, helping others with their illnesses. But one disease in particular affects her the most.
I started doing the walk when it first began in Calgary 7 years ago, so this is my 7th year. I come from a family of 5 girls. My mom died of breast cancer in 2007. She was originally diagnosed in 1993, and so in 2004 we started doing the walk.
1 in 7 women is diagnosed with breast or gynecologic cancers in their lifetime, and without a cure, research fundraisers continue to be a priority for many people.
The Alberta Cancer Foundation hosts one of the biggest fundraisers for women's cancer, a 60-kilometer 2-day walk. It isn't until July, so to raise awareness, they hosted the 2nd annual Wear It Pink Day on Wednesday.
We're wearing pink today to encourage everyone to register and become a part of the Weekend to End Women's Cancers.
Fundraising from the event goes to research and also reaches out to help the community.
That has provided 2 fully equipped mobile units. These mobile units travel throughout the province of Alberta, and it has enabled approximately 25,000 women throughout the province to have access to life-saving treatment.
But for most of the walkers, it isn't about the money they raise. It's about remembering.
It's just been a really great experience, and now it's an amazing way to honor her memory.
For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Kelsey Morrison.
Panhandling tickets given out in Calgary have doubled since 2009. According to recent numbers, 144 tickets were given out in 2014, compared to only 62 in 2009. A representative from the City of Calgary says the increase could be because the population of the city has grown 10% since 2009. 503 of the tickets issued between 2009 and 2014, however, were to the same repeat offenders. Executive Director with the Downtown Calgary Association, Maggie Schofield, says that aggressive panhandlers are a huge concern for her group. The Downtown Calgary Association is encouraging people to donate to social agencies, as they believe they have the ability to spread the money further and do more good with it. Police are still on the hunt for a man who robbed a Southwest bank last week. On the morning of February 17th, the suspect entered the Scotiabank on 162nd Avenue. He handed a note to the teller informing them they were being robbed and left shortly afterwards with an undisclosed amount of money. The man is described as having darker skin, in his late 20s, approximately 5'8", with a slim build. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to contact the Calgary Police Robbery Unit. It was a terrifying Friday the 13th for patrons at Jimmy's nightclub in Northeast Calgary. Multiple gunshots were fired following an altercation outside of the nightclub. The incident took place during business hours, and investigators were able to speak to multiple witnesses. Police say no one was harmed or injured. The people inside 2 vehicles of interest have been brought in for questioning. At this time, it is unknown whether they are considered suspects. Charges have been laid against a former City of Calgary bus driver. The accused, who was 53 years old at the time of the incident, is believed to have befriended his victim before the attack. The victim, a young teenage girl, was a regular on the accused bus route before the initial assault in September 2007. It is alleged that inappropriate sexual contact began in March of 2008 and continued on until June of that same year, when the girl was attacked in the driver's home. The assaults were reported to police in November of last year, and the victim was arrested this past Thursday. Oh my God. The provincial government has warned that in the light of dropping oil prices, Albertans will see unwanted budget cuts. At a Calgary Board of Education meeting, the closing of one school and increasing class sizes in another were the main topics of discussion. S.A. Chang has the story.
You'll never doubt it. That's a fact. The main animal is probably a hawk.
The CBE meeting started with fun, but soon got down to business. The CBE discussed the closing of Sir James Lougheed and moving students from Mainland Heights to Belfast. Some parents were concerned.
My two children are out-of-area students, and that relationship and what it would mean to Belfast / the kids that wouldn't fit into the future.
The provincial government released the school budget, and the CBE said it would need to make a number of cuts. CBE Chair Pat Cochran says because of the budget cuts, programs such as ESL and grades 4 to 6 funding will be cut or reduced. And teachers are worried this will affect the children.
We're very concerned because we lost teachers last year. We lost educational assistance and support to kids last year. We're going to lose more this year. So class sizes are going to be higher. Teachers are not going to be able to continue to deliver the programs that they need to deliver, and that is going to affect the kids, and that's not right.
Even though they're making a number of program cuts, they're considering webcasting their meetings at $1,500 each. Some trustees say in the bigger picture, it's not a lot of money. At 20 meetings a year, that adds up to less than half a teacher's salary. For State Newsfile, I'm BBC Chen.
Calgary's pay-by-plate parking technology is catching the eye of other Canadian cities. Edmonton City councillors are being asked to approve the beginning of negotiations with Calgary on a licensing deal for Park Plus software. Edmonton's acting director of parking management, Bodon Maslow, said the system created in Calgary is the best option compared to many other Canadian municipalities. Several of Calgary's parks are now under surveillance. Security cameras have been installed in River Park, Britannia Slopes, and Sandy Beach Park. This comes as a preventative measure against continued vandalism and damage to construction taking place in these areas. Since improvements began last summer, the parks have all experienced significant damage to both city and contractor property, estimated to be $40,000. Trial restoration, changes to off-leaf boundaries, and new fencing installation in the parks are anticipated to be completed by the end of 2016. There is no other competition in North America like it. Calgary is home to one of the most prestigious blacksmith and horseshoeing challenges. Lacey Minchow has the story.
Blacksmiths from across North America are trying to nail down a win at the Canadian Horseshoeing Championship. There are 24 of them, each has a 60-minute time limit to display his skills.
It's a lot of mental game. You have to practice a certain amount, but you also have to think about your practicing. You have to practice diligently. You look for balance, any irregularities in the foot, and just kind of get a game plan. You look at it, think, what am I going to do to the bottom of this foot and to the top of the foot to make it most presentable to the judge.
The top 5 competitors will become part of a team representing Canada at the International Farrier Competition in England. They will also take part in the Worlds here in Calgary during the Stampede.
There isn't anything like this in the U.S. This competition, and especially the World Championships here, it's an absolutely level playing field. We're all using the same anvil, the same fire, and it really sorts out the people that can adapt and do the job right with the same tools.
The first 2 days, the blacksmiths will do only 1 horseshoe, but on Saturday they will do 2. It's a tough competition because there isn't a lot of time to make 2 perfectly fitting shoes. Competitions like these are bringing the true skills of natural horseshoeing to life. Tomorrow afternoon, the winner will be presented with the Canadian Horseshoeing Championship Silver Belt Buckle. For State Newsfile, I'm Lacey Minshaw.
7 downtown bridges are dressed up for springtime. Local artist Karen Klassen was commissioned by Calgary's Centre City Banner Program to design banners that will delight and engage travelers, whether they are entering the city by foot, bike, or vehicle. The banners depict different sequences from multiple Grimm's fairy tale stories. Klassen says that she sees the bridges that span our rivers as opportunity for discovery within the neighborhoods that they lead to. Those are your top stories. Sports is still ahead with Laura Bates, but just after the break, Emma Kilburn will have today's weather and tomorrow's forecast. Stay with us.
Craving for something sweet? Look no further than the home of cream puffs. Come in for either a mini, coated, or even large size cream puff. You can also have us fill your cream puff with different flavored cream. We into so much more than just cream puffs, specialty items for that special occasion. While you're here, try some pancake, crepes rolled with delicious fillings. Come visit us in store or check us out online.
Do you remember those hot summers as a child, and the best thing in the world was a cold, tasty ice cream cone? Relive those childhood memories by coming down to visit Lick's Ice Cream Shop, where we have a flavor to satisfy anyone's taste bud. We've even got sorbet and frozen yogurt for those of you craving a different kind of cold treat. Just a block away from the Bow River, Lick's is a perfect pit stop in the middle of a summer's evening stroll located at 3410 3rd Ave Northwest. Pay us a visit and unleash your inner child.
Welcome back to the show. Let's take a look at today's national weather. Starting on the west coast, it is warm in Vancouver at 9 degrees, but that's about where the warm weather ends for our country. Moving into Alberta, it is -5 in Edmonton and -6 in Regina, even colder in Winnipeg at -11. Moving to the east coast, it is -15 in both Montreal and Toronto, and -6 in Halifax, but warmer on the far east side of the coast at St. John's, 1 degree. Let's take a look at our resorts for those of you lucky enough to vacation this week.
Beautiful in Barbados at 29. Acapulco sitting at 28. Honolulu 21. Miami 14. Phoenix 18. Not so lucky in Las Vegas with a high of 15.
Our weather today in Calgary is a little bit cold with light flurries, a high of -1 today, and the wind is not looking so great either at 41 kilometers an hour. Locally, our province is also very cold, -15 in Fort McMurray, and -2 in Grand Prairie, and -3 in both Banff and Red Deer. As you move farther south, it is warm though, at 4 degrees in Lethbridge and 2 degrees in Medicine Hat. Our low for tomorrow is -13 and a high of -10, again with light flurries, so keep those jackets out for one more day so you keep yourselves warm. Back to you, Kira.
Thank you, Emma. Looks like Old Man Winter doesn't want to go away just yet. Stay with us. Sports is next with Laura Bates right after the break.
Bento Sushi offers a healthy alternative lunch on the state campus. Located in the Aldred Center food court, you can pick up a 6-piece California roll for $4.99. Or try a signature Bento Sushi combo for $9.99. Throw in a soft drink to complete your lunch. And there's more! Bento Sushi has rice bowls and soup too. Visit Bento Sushi in the Aldred Center today for the best sushi on the state campus.
The Calgary Flames suffered a tough home loss against the Anaheim Ducks on Friday night. The Flames were ahead for the majority of the game until the third period, when the Ducks managed to put 5 goals past Jonas Hiller to come out on top with a 6-3 win. This loss puts Calgary in third place in the Pacific Division. The Trojans women's hockey team has been voted Team of the Week. Although the team was beaten by Red Deer College on Thursday and Friday, they still managed to clinch a playoff spot, their first since the 2010-2011 season. Not only was the 2010-2011 season the last year they had a playoff spot, it was also the last year they won an ACAC title. With the NHL trade deadline looming, it looks like Calgary Flames alternate captain Curtis Glencross might be leaving the team. Glencross has put up 8 goals and 18 assists for Calgary this season, but has reached the end of a 4-year contract with the Flames. Glencross has stated that he has been asked to provide a list of teams he would like to play for. He also confirmed Thursday that there have been no talks of a contract extension with the Flames. Two-time defending champion Rachel Homan's bid for a third win is still thriving at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Homan beat out Northern Ontario's Tracy Horgan 6-4 at Mosaic Place, buying her a spot in the playoffs. Homan will now play against Saskatchewan's Stephanie Lawton on Saturday and hopes to win the championship and represent Canada on the World Curling stage. The Calgary Stampeders will be saying goodbye to their wide receiver Ryan Thelwell after 4 seasons. Rochelle Lowell has more on the story.
Shed any tears, so I'm going to try not to, but It was an emotional day for Stamps receiver Ryan Thelwell as he announced his retirement this week from the Canadian Football League at a media conference held at McMahon Stadium. Thelwell retires with 159 games and 11 postseason contests to his credit. Thelwell, 37, says his decision was tough, but he doesn't think his body can handle it anymore.
Your decision?
I think it had more to do with my body. Being 37 and playing as long as I have and taking a lot of the shots that I have, my body's been beaten up. So it's getting a little tougher to get out of bed, in and out of bed. So I figured it was time to call it.
Head coach John Huffnagel says Thelwell's a classy act, and he'll be difficult, if not impossible, to replace. Teammate Keenan Raymond agrees and adds Thelwell's inspired many other players on the Stamps throughout the years.
Well, Ryan, he was an awesome teammate. He was exceptional in the locker room, just especially, for younger guys coming into the league. I think me being one of the younger guys when I came in, he was definitely a guy to talk to about professionalism, about being a great athlete and a team player.
Thelwell, 37, spent 4 of his 10 CFL seasons with the Stampeders. Teammates and coaches say that his charisma and talent will be dearly missed. For State Newsfile, I'm Rochelle Lowen.
The Calgary Roughnecks won their first game of the 2015 NLL season on Saturday night. The Roughnecks dominated most of the game against the Vancouver Stealth, with Curtis Dixon contributing 7 goals to the final score of 16-17. The Roughnecks are now at 1-6 for the season and are hoping that this game is a sign of the comeback they've been looking for. The Calgary Dinos have signed 2 Calgary natives to their team. Tyler Findler and Jeff Price will be joining the team this season. Kyle Christensen reports.
It's a big, significant signing for us, not only because of their talent level and because of what they bring as people, but also because they're both Calgary natives.
The Calgary men's Dinos basketball team was very busy today. Both Tyler Fidler and Jeff Price will join the Dinos next season and hope to generate excitement in the Calgary basketball community. Head coach Dan Van Horn is very excited about his newest players.
The 2 kids are phenomenal athletes out of the city and they're big personalities within the basketball community here. And we've always said your players are your best recruiters. So outside of what they bring just on the floor and in the classroom and their leadership ability, those obvious things that are going to help us win games, they're also going to be able to help us win in the future because of the personalities that they have and what they bring to the table.
Jeff Price helped the Mount Royal Cougars men's basketball team to a spot in the provincials this season. He says playing for the Dinos is a dream come true.
It means a lot. Growing up, always a dream to play there. Very interesting to see Tyler Fidler sign and as well as Henry Becking signing a year before. Quite happy to play because they're all winners, want to win, and I think we have a good chance to win.
With these 2 signings, the Dinos are sending a message not just to their fans but the entire CIS that they will be a force to be reckoned with in the near future. For State Newsfile, I'm Kyle Christensen.
A Calgary ski jumper has recently been called a medal contender for the 2015 World Ski Jump Championships taking place in Falun, Sweden. It has been a long time since Canada has had a medal contender at the World Championships, but 19-year-old Taylor Hendrick plans to change that. Taylor's name was brought into the conversations of podium contenders for the World Championships after winning a bronze medal in Germany last month. The Women's Ski Jump Championship will take place on Friday. Those are your top sports stories today. So how about that weather, Kira? It's pretty cold.
I'm not that impressed with it, Emma. I have to say, I went outside today and then I had to go right back in and change my coat to get one with a hood.
Yeah, I mean, it's February, so we're used to the cold weather, but I thought it had ended earlier. But it's been a very cold week, that's for sure.
I thought spring had sprung. I was mistaken.
Looks like it hasn't.
Thank you for watching Newsfile. Have a great day, Calgary.